All right, guys. So let's look at our note packets. And a lot of the things on this note packet we don't have rules for, so we just have to use our brain and understand what reflecting over a line means. Okay, so here it says graph triangle ABC, which is already graphed for you, and its image after the reflection as described. So we're going to reflect this over the line x equals 3. Okay, so I've already drawn this yellow line here at x equals 3. So x equals 3, remember, is a straight vertical line. It's up and down, and it goes through the x-axis at 3. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to look at each one of these points, A, B, and C, individually. So if it's on the right side of the line, it's going to reflect over to the left. If it's on the left side of the line, it's going to reflect over to the right. And then any point on the line, like this one and this one, they're just going to stay put. Okay. All right, so let's look at A. Now, when we reflect it, it's going to be the same distance from the line of reflection as it is originally. So A is 2 units to the left of the line. So it's going to go straight 2 units to the right of the line. So I'm going to call this A prime. Okay. B is 2 units to the right. So I'm going to go 2 units to the left. So this is my B prime. And then my C is just 1 unit to the left, so I'm going to make it 1 unit to the right straight across. This is my C prime. And if I connect these dots, it would look something like that. Okay, what you should get is a figure that is congruent to the original figure. All right. So here's another example. Now this is the same triangle here, and once again, it's already plotted for you, but this time we're going to reflect it over the line y equals 1. Okay, so the line y equals 1 is a horizontal line, and it crosses where y equals 1. Okay, now once again, any point on this line, so C is on this line, this point will stay here, so this is going to be my C prime. Any point above the line is going to go below it. Any point below it is going to go above it, and it's going to be the same distance. The image is going to be the same distance from this line as the pre-images. Okay, so if I look here, my C prime, it doesn't change. It's on that line, so it's that my C is going to be also my C prime. So that makes it a little bit easier. So my B, notice, is 1 above it, so it's just going to be 1 below it. There's my B prime. And then my A is 2 above this line. So I'm going to make it 2 below it. There's my A prime. So if I connect the dots, I get something that looks like this. And you should get 2 congruent figures. If you don't, you did something wrong. Now, I highly encourage you to draw this line of reflection. I really feel the vast majority of you, it will really help you out. All right, so here we're going to do a composition. We're going to do a glide reflection. So remember, a glide reflection is the translation and a reflection. And because we're reflecting it over the line y equals x, I do have rules for that. But in order to use the rules, I need the coordinates. So I'm just going to write the coordinates of A, B, C. And I'm just going to write these down here, guys, A, B, and C. So A is 3, 2. B is 6, 3, and C is 7, 1. Okay. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to translate it. Okay. So to get my A prime, my B prime, and my C prime, I'm going to translate it. And I'm going to go 2 units right, 3 units down. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 to every x, and I'm going to subtract 3 from every y coordinate. So if I start with my x, 3 plus 2 is 5, 6 plus 2 is 8, and 7 plus 2 is 9. Okay, so those are my x coordinates of my A prime, B prime, and C prime. And now I'm going to subtract 3 from every y coordinate. So 2 minus 3 is a -1, 3 minus 3 is 0, and 1 minus 3 is a -2. Okay, so now that I have these points, I'm going to go ahead and plot it and then draw my new triangle. All All right, so when I plot these 3 points, my triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime should be down here. And guys, this tablet is really hard to write on, but your paper should be a little nicer than mine. And these should be congruent figures. If they're not, then you did something wrong and you need to check your points. Okay. Now we want a double prime, B double prime, and C double prime, which is a reflection over the line y equals x. Okay, so when I look at this, I do have a rule for y equals x. So look at your foldable and tell me what the rule is. All right, so if you look at your foldable, our rule for the reflection of the y equals x is AB goes to BA. Okay, so if you look here, all I'm going to do is flip the order. I don't have to add any negatives or anything. I'm just going to flip the order. So my 5, -1 becomes -1, 5. My 8, 0 becomes 0, 8. And my C prime, my C double prime, I'm going to flip these to make -2, 9. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and plot those. All right, so when you plotted it, you should have gotten this. All right, guys, let's look at these shapes and talk about lines of symmetry. So lines of symmetry are kind of hard to explain. So I think of this as if you have this shape, where could you fold it so that one side lays exactly on top of the other side? Okay, so think of it like a line of reflection. So for example, if I look at A, if I were to fold this line or reflect over this line, this top part right here would lay exactly on this bottom part right here. So this would be a line of symmetry. Okay, and then likewise, if I were to fold it right here, sorry, that should be straight up and down. This on the right would fold to this on the left, assuming that's in the exact middle. And so that would be a line of symmetry as well. So here I would have 2 lines of symmetry, okay? And it's straight across side to side, straight across, or straight up and down. Okay, so let's look at, you guys can do beyond your own. Let's look at C. Okay, so C is kind of tricky. So if I were to draw a line from corner to corner, okay, that'd be one line of symmetry. This right here would map directly onto this. Okay, so there's one. I could do the same thing from here to here. I could do the same thing from here to here. So there's 3. Also, though, if I were to go from center to center, okay, that would map this right here onto this. Okay, so that'd be the 4th line of symmetry, but not just the middle center. I could do it for this center and this center as well. So that would be a total of 6 lines. So what I want you to do is I want you to go and look at these next 4, and I want you to draw in the lines of symmetry, and then we'll go over them. All right, so here is what you should have gotten on each of these lines of symmetry.